time for something I hitherto have not done, or at least not done and uploaded to YouTube, an Uber battle. So Alex is going to be gone for the next 2 weeks and wanted to battle before he left. And I decided, hey, if you have Ubers, we'll battle. And so he did, and so here we go. So I throw together my 6 of my EV-trained Ubers, not really a thought-out team, but anyway. Lead off with the original Uber, Mewtwo, and I want to use an Ice Beam on Groudon. He predicts a Psychic and goes out to Darkrai, so Darkrai gets waxed, but I forget that this one is the jolly physical Darkrai he's been bragging about, and kind of nails my Mewtwo, and that sucks. I finish it off, but my Mewtwo got stroked there, kind of, and if that thing was adamant like I think it should be, Madeen might have been dead. So Giratina comes in, and I know it's not Origin form, because that thing is banned on Wi-Fi, and I guess he agreed not to use the hacks to make it permissible. So I go out to Robo Emperor, because I want to hit him with a Meteor, and that EQ kind of hurt a lot. So I'll go for a Meteor, see if I can kill it, because that's what Robo Emperor's for with specs. But he outspeeds me and kills me, so he told me that this was a set that he had EV'd as an Origin form. It has leftover, so it's obviously not. But, oh well. Killed my Dialga, that sucked. So, he dodges the Dark Void because he's the Hack King like that, and sets up a sub. So, I gotta break the sub, because if I don't break it, it's gonna be bad stuff. So, I break the sub, and I get hit with an Earthquake, and he gets a crit, because he's the Hack King. Oh well. So, see what I want to do here. I'm pretty much content to Dark Void again, because surely he won't dodge it a second time, right? But he takes a while to think, and he withdraws out to a Natural Cure guy, which is fantastic. Obviously, Event Clause is off for this, as are most of my other little finicky things. This happens to be an Alamos Darkrai, obviously. So, I thought about Dark Voiding again, because I knew he would likely withdraw a Natural Cure and it wouldn't void Sleep Clause. But I went for Dark Pulse anyway, and Heatran came in, so I'm afraid of it being Scarfed, because, you know, that's just something Heatrans like to do. I later find out that this is his, one that he's been breeding up with Metal Sound, or not breeding up, but caught with Metal Sound, and goes for an Earth Power, which I think I should have seen right there also with Life Orb, but I don't know. I was still thinking it was. I'm not sure why I kept thinking it was Scarf, because it switched moves. I don't know. I'm stupid. Anyway, set up a Rain Dance, and I expected him to bring in Groudon again, so I could have done 3 things. I could have rested with Rain Rest. I could have Toxic'd expecting Groudon, or I could have Waterfalled, which was kind of a in-between option. So I went with Waterfall, and got some damage on it at least. So now I do the Toxic, which I guess I should have done first turn, but I went with a save move, so I'm not going to fault myself there. Anyway, get the Toxic set up, and Manaphy could still be useful later as a wall or as a meat shield. So I'll go out to Defense Deoxys, because I know he's going to take it, because he has like 400 defense or some crap. And of course gets a crit, because he's the Hack Scheme on Dragon Claw, and still does like under half. So Deoxys is beast. However, that will force me to go ahead and recover instead of setting up spikes or what's the move I have? Nightshade, or one of those things. So I get my recover up, and he thinks he can outstall me here, but unless he has Toxic, no way, because even though he's got Leech Seed, I've got recover, and even though he's got Heal Bell, I've got pressure, so he's only going to be able to clear off Toxic 4 times. So, and obviously I have more than 4 PP on Toxic, assuming it, you know, hits enough times. Anyway, he gets his Heal Bell up, which also cures Groudon. So I set up some spikes to discourage switching, I guess. And I thought about Nightshading or something here, but I went with Toxic, and he brought in Heatran, so that was a good move. Probably should have Nightshaded there, but oh well. Just a good play on his part. So I don't really want to take this thing's attacks, because at this point I'm still thinking it's Scarfed, and I have no idea why. Anyway, uses Metal Sound, so that finally kicks it into my head that this thing is Life Orb and not Scarf. So finally I wake up. It's late at night when we're playing this, so maybe I should have gone to sleep. Anyway, I was hoping that it had somewhere under 200 HP so I could 2-hit KO with Nightshade, but it looks like I need to use my Manaphy now as a meat shield, as he was probably most useless. It's a Rain Rest Manaphy, as you might have guessed from how well it took the attacks earlier. So I'll bring him a day in now, as now that I know it's not Scarfed, I know Mewtwo is going to be faster. And I spent a long time here thinking if he'll go to, no, it's not already. I thought Giratina would come in to take the Aura Sphere, but I knew I had Spikes up, so he might not want to withdraw the Heatran. And ultimately I decided, screw it, because I've got Life Orb, so I only have a limited amount of attacks left in me, unless I use Recover. I consider Recover too. But I live with 4 HP from Life Orb Recoil, which I know I would. Knew I would. And Aura Sphere finishes the guy off. Spikes gets the Giratina down low enough, and I may as well Ice Beam at this point. Not really expecting it to KO, but given that it was an Origin Form geared set, I guess it didn't have defensive EVs and whatnot. HP is still through the roof regardless, but was able to finish it off with Ice Beam, so that's good. A critical Mewtwo was able to wipe out 2 dudes. That's cool. Alright, so I go ahead and bring in Shinobi Man because Shedinja is amazing in Ubers, and I see Regirock comes out, so that's kind of nice. We have 2 UU guys out in an Uber fight. So I go for a burn first, and he sets up a Stealth Rock, so I guess that's cool. I get a burn for free instead of getting my Sash broken. And I set up a Protect to get some extra burn damage, and then I sneak, expecting him to break my Sash, but he doesn't break my Sash. He T-Waves me. So I guess that's alright, but both of my moves I'm going to be using are priority, so the speed drop is irrelevant. And he went ahead and got Parahacks right there, which essentially only gave him extra burn damage because basically I can Protect now and then sneak next turn, so really he just lost an extra 16th of his hit points with burn and lefties partially canceling out. Anyway, he gets a critical hit Stone Edge! What? Gah! Kill my Shedinja with a crit, so I got a little bit upset about that, but he is the Hacks King, so fine, whatever. I bring in Darkrai because apparently I forgot about Stealth Rock, so that's great. Anyway, so now we've got just Defense Deoxys left to try to take on the rest of his team. So I recover up, and he T-Waves for some Parahacks. I think I'm slower than his other guys anyway, or am I? I should be, because I don't have any speed EVs. So I can probably Nightshade and kill it at this point, maybe? So I set up Spikes instead to discourage switching and stuff, because that's good. And I think he's already gotten his Groudon unpoisoned. So I go ahead and poison the Celebi. And I think maybe the Groudon's going to come back in, because I know that Celebi will never win this fight unless I get super Parahaxed. But I know the Groudon is still a threat. So I should have Toxic probably. Didn't really matter. I used Spikes there, but Spikes wouldn't have really mattered at that point. So I'm still not. I know it's got Dragon Claw and Earthquake, and I'm not sure what other kind of moves it has. So it turns out to have Swords Dance, and I'm not sure what the 4th move is. Maybe Thunder Wave, as that's a really sweet move on him. But anyway, so once it starts Swords Dancing, I know I'm probably not going to be able to make it out of this. And just for good measure, he gets one last crit, which I wouldn't have won that anyway, so I guess that one's not a big deal. But anyway, so that was a nice game to start off the Uber stuff and have fun on your trip. And oh, what's that? Oh, snap! Bought a Game Boy camera for like $13. Later days.